What up guys, it's Romeo6. Today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to make a piston engine. So, just like in the last video, this was the engine that I used for most of my builds. And we're going to be trying to replicate that today. So first, here's a few rules on really how to build this thing. So first, you need to know that pistons can go through objects, just like this. So, like right here, this coupling makes sure that it can be connected to the engine, but also have an output to the outside world. So if we just like put a block on this and turn the engine on, as you can see, it rotates. So next, turn that off. You need to know that suspension can also go through blocks. There's no suspension on this piston engine. There is some in another one, and we may need to use these. So, to get into the build, you're probably going to need a lot of inventory space. So you're just going to need to remember that you can just hold Alt and press whichever button you need to start. So I always use my second inventory for all the parts I need. So, right here, this is going to be this end of the build, the back end. Actually, no. Do we want it to be the front end? Yeah, let's make it the front end. Alright, this is going to be our front end of the build then. You can see these 3 points right here will be our attachment points if we need to attach this to a car. So, you need to make sure that it's also an odd width, because if it's an even width, you won't really get it. So we're going to place our bearing, and let's give ourselves a block space maybe. So, here we go. So we're going to need some rails on the top, obviously, to keep the whole thing together, because if we were just bearings all across here, like say this, it wouldn't work. Now, here we are. Also, what you're gonna need for this build is a weld tool, because it's very needed on this stuff. So just put your thing on a lift and hold down the right mouse button and drag to the next block to weld. And it's good to add a couple pistons on this thing. And then after this, we'll do it with the same side, or with the other side. I think 2 is enough. I think 2 is enough. You can probably do. I want to do 1, do 6. Let's do 6. Why not? 6 pistons. It's gonna give us a lot of power, just in case we make something heavy, like the truck that I made. Just gotta make sure everything is welded. Okay, looks good. Now let's get it on the other side. Alright. So, I guess we can talk about Ella Governor. We're going to be doing a lot of videos with him, since he is my friend, and we are planning a video, and it's gonna come out on Wednesday. Alright. Alright, there we go. One more. Alright. Just notice that this should be a curved piece. Alright, everything's connected. So as you can see, we just have a little frame here. Alright, let's start adding the pistons. So on each of these little things here, you're going to add a piston. I think, let's see, 5, 7 wide, which you're going to have to go with the turn at 7 to get the max right here. It's looking good. Alright. Next, we're going to add these things right here. And these will connect to the middle of our wheels, I believe. Alright, next, I go ahead and extend the axle out and get a wheel, small wheel. So, you can do this with pipes or wheels. As you can see in the other video, or the other engine over there, I used pipes. It doesn't really matter, I think, what you use. Yeah. So, in between these, since we're going to need it to turn, we're going to put a bearing right there. And you're going to have to... Uh-oh. Now, how are we going to do this? I think I know how. If that ever happened, you just need to do this, honestly. Put a really long bar out so you can get to it. Alright. Now, all of our pistons are connected to the main thing. So, let's add a bracket here so we can connect it to the axle. Or the frame, I should say. I'm gonna come out here and just like so. Put one of these, make sure to weld it. Okay. Next, we're going to bring this over, and since the pistons don't have collisions, boom. Take this, and then weld it. There we go, there's your basic frame. And next, we're going to build, I guess, the running system, or the... whatchamacallit. So we're going to put a block here. Actually going to replace this with the block. Make sure everything's welded. Alright, we're all good here. And then we're going to place a couple sensors. I think we're going to need 3 sensors. We'll see. No, I don't want the block sensors. As you can see, I have mods installed on this world. You don't really need them to build these engines, but I just have them just for fun. And then we're gonna put, let's see, let's put a controller here, because, oh gosh. Well then, I'm gonna get a logic gate out. And you'll see why we need this in a minute. Dang, I need that sensor. I don't think we need the wheel anymore. So these sensors, gonna put to 1, and these will control when the pistons fire. This one also needs to be a piston. Damn. Alright. Boom, boom. Boom. And then we're going to put a controller and another logic gate. So you're going to need as many sensors as there are pistons divided by 2. And you're going to need as many logic gates as you have sensors. And you're going to need 1 controller. So let's start hooking this up. Controller will go to these bearings in the middle here. These will each be at 30, I think. Let's see about that. Oh, that's the wrong thing I changed. That is not enough. So, let's put these at 45. I think 60 will be what we'll put these at. Alright, that looks pretty good. Now I need to set these all to 1, like I was doing earlier. There we go. I think we can delete this now. And we'll start hooking stuff up. We're going to need a controller. And each of these sensors goes to a logic gate. And then the switch goes to each logic gate. So basically what this means is that the engine will only work if you turn on the switch to fulfill those AND gates. And then I guess we'll just start testing, see what we want to do. We'll weld this to the ground. I guess we're welding it this way. And if we turn it on, nothing happens. Yeah, we don't have anything hooked up to the sensors. So, in this situation, you're gonna need to put these. So you need to look at the pistons and see which way we want to go. So we want it to rotate clockwise. I think that's what we're gonna do for this engine. So we want to rotate it clockwise. These need to be off, and these need to be on. And looking at where this is now, these probably need to be fired by this one. So now we just basically need to mess around with this thing. I think this one is gonna fire these. Oh. Nah. Can just switch these around. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure if this will work. fired by these bottom ones. Then this should be fired that. And we almost got it. See if we turn it off, where does it go? So it is trying to push the opposite way. Let's see. Those pistons in the middle should not be on. And that's the sensor. And those ones, this one up here definitely should not be on. Trigger that, okay. This is the tricky part, honestly, right here. It's trying to figure out how you're gonna do this. I don't know if this engine is gonna work with the 6 pistons, but we'll see. It's all about timing. That's the wrong one. There we go. These, yeah, these should definitely be firing. So, right now, the top ones need to be firing. These ones do not need to be firing. Looks like they are. Alright, we're gonna turn this off. I have an idea for this. Not the most skilled of piston engines, but I think I can make a good tutorial. We'll see. Turn these to 90. Oh yeah, that'll work better. Maybe they just all need to be, I think, yeah, you should set your angles to 90. That may work. So, by changing it to 90, I think this will work better. So first, let's get this fixed. This is a little bit weird. See, first this one goes, then these should go, then these should go. It makes sense. Should be like that. Get this on a lift for a minute. Okay. That should do it. Now let's weld this thing back onto its little stand. And we'll see how it works. Oh. That's actually decent. Let's try that. That's a little bit worse. I wonder what's wrong with it. Crank these up to max speed. See how it works. that's pretty good. That's nice. Look at that, it's still going. This is a pretty powerful thing. Well, I think that's all I got for the tutorial. My advice is, these wheels, they're really nice. I like them. Use the 90 degrees on the controller. That really helps. I think that's the right thing you should do. And stick with it with the thingy down here, because it's really going to be hard at first. But you'll eventually get it just using logic. Like, okay, that sensor goes to these two pistons, and it needs to be firing right now. So, well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.